Big John, Big John.
All right, happy Saturday, everybody. It's chilly, 28 degrees. It's noon, 12:30 actually. But I got Bob's truck running. It's been running for a while. Aired up, hopefully warmed up a little bit. So I'll show you what's going on with ours. Now, if you look down these wheels, I don't know if you can tell, but that back axle is shoved forward. And there's no U-bolts. They're gone. So, yeah. I know you can't see. I know you can't see under there. So, I need to call, get an appointment, get it up to Toledo Spring, have them do it. But let's get this old girl rolling down the road. Well, good morning, good Monday morning, everybody. I didn't have the camera on me last night, but finally got around to starting the furnace up to get some heat in the house and the garage, and guess what didn't want to work anymore? But that's the original pump that was on that stove. And it's been running non-stop from the time we start to the time we stop, which is October, November until April, sometimes May. And it runs 24/7, so I can't complain. So went up to Menards, called everybody else around, and they didn't have any. So got a couple at Menards, a little bit different, but they'll work. So we got to get these put on so I can get the heat turned on. So the first thing I got to do is take these 4 bolts here out around here, and I got to turn this 180 degrees. The pump goes in there like this, and the box needs to be on the top. It could probably be on the side, but I'm just going to take and turn it a quarter turn, because this one will be like that, and that won't work. That'll be in beside the wall and behind the thing. So we got to take these 4 bolts out and go from there. Alright, well, they're not very tight at all. You can replace the cartridge on these, which is just the drive part of it. But I figured with that pump being as old as it was, that the impeller was probably getting full of crud or tied up or something. So I'm just gonna, like I said, replace the whole thing. And it turned into a big old fiasco at Menards. I called Lowe's in Fremont, I called Rural King in Fremont, I called Home Depot in Bowling Green. Nobody had them. I knew Lowe's carried them. So we went to, or Menards. Menards carried them, so we went to Menards in Rossford. Yeah, see, it's just a magnetic drive. Well, that, you probably can't even see what I did. Ooh, she's cold. Out in the truck all night. It's all right. We'll be circulating hot water through her here. Before long, I hope. stove is actually burning, generating heat, but it's just not going anywhere because there's no water circulating through it. So I set it up the way I did because I have a side arm on the water heater. That's why I wanted it turning, circulating water all the time, so that it keeps the water heater from turning on unnecessarily. Okay, that's changed. Now, change the wiring over. Hopefully this looks the same inside. What do we got? I got two white wires. Huh. Alright, well, let's see what we got under this one. So, what? Okay, so you got the I'm gonna get that ground wire off of there first. Okay, that didn't need to come all the way out. Anyway, you guys get the gist of this. Okay, got the wires all changed over. These are a different coupler. They don't have the groove for the O-ring. That's got an O-ring that fits in there, but I did grab a set of these. So let's go out and look at the back of the stove and see if they've got the O-ring slots in them. Yeah, I lit it all up, got a good fire going in it. I wasn't getting no heat in the house. So here's where the hot water comes out. I had heat here, heat here, heat here. The motor was hot. So these are just flat surfaces, so that'll work. I think I'll get a scraper and putty knife and scrape all the crap off of that. And we'll get her put on. Love my Milwaukee cordless tools. Put a flapper disc on there, no cord, no nothing, walked out there, polished it all up. I love them. All right, well, I hope you can see there because that's about the only place you're gonna be. Now the tricky part is gonna be holding this gaskets in here. They're not letting them get knocked out. So let's this way. So let me get some bolts in for the top one. Still in there. See that smoke in the background? That's the neighbor's stove. He started his up a week or so ago. A couple weeks ago. Alright. So there's that. So if we put this out of the way, I'm going to just pull that O-ring out of there for now. Pull this out of the way. Ooh, this pump's a lot bigger. This is not gonna work. Not going to work. Son of a gun. I'm gonna have to. Oh man. Shit. Well, looks like we're going to turn this another 180, but it's still is not going to be short enough. All right, let's go change that around. Okay, so I turned that. Now I've got clearance from the side, but she's still too long. So I'm gonna have to do something about that. Probably gonna have to cut a hole in the door and bump it out. This is what it's got to be, though. Yeah, you'll be fun to get on there. Just like I mentioned the other day, to be a mechanic, you gotta have flexible fingers. Gotta push this one up. Put that O-ring in there. So it stays. So yeah, we're close. Where did that go? I heard it hit out here. Dang nabbit. I think it went down in there. I heard it hit the fence that I'm standing on. And all the leaves and all that good stuff that's laying down here. There it is. Oh, can't believe I found that. Cannot believe I found that. And be a little carefuler this time. More careful. More better. So yeah, I'm gonna have to modify the door, it looks like. I think this pump was starting to go bad last year. End of the season, early this spring. She was acting a little funny. Anyway, all right, well, you see what's going on. Tighten this up, get the wiring put in, and plug her in. All right, moment of truth. Well, hear it running. Where's that water coming from? Must be coming out of that stem. Probably got to take that apart and tighten that up. Yep. So the fan just kicked on, so we're pulling cold water out, or pulling hot water out and replacing it with cold. Pump sticks out farther. I don't think my door is going to go on. All right, well, we'll let her go for a little while, go in the house and see what's happening. Well, we're going to unhook the grain cart off of that and put that on it. So, and then get busy ripping some ground. So let's see if she'll start. She should. Oh, I don't know, it's been a couple years. Batteries are a couple years older. Let's see. There, the glow plugs are on. Up. A little condensation come out of her, but that's about it. All right, so we got the pins knocked out of here. There's a pin on each side right here. What that does is it keeps this from coming up through here. It won't float. You can have down pressure. But when you're pulling a 3-point implement that's got gauge wheels, you want to take them pins out so this can float. It lets the arm come up and down in case the tractor drops into a hole or something. It won't force it. It'll float here and it won't force the implement down into the ground. So a lot of guys don't do that with these tractors. Then they don't understand why they tear up their gauge wheels on their equipment. But you got to do that. That's the first time they've been out. Well, we're pulling it. I've ran out of traction a few times. I haven't run out of engine, but I've ran out of traction a few times. Finishing up these headlands. We're going to take her over to Dad's and I'm going to turn him loose in it. Let him play for the day or two. All right, the side arm on the water heater, this copper pipe is hot. The water from the stove comes up through here. It goes down there and over and then through all this stuff and then into the floor. And I just flipped the switch on down there, don't mind the mess. So it'll take about 2 or 3 minutes and this system will kick on. Okay, that little valve, you see the white part coming up, so that's opening. That's to keep the system from back flowing, and there we go. You hear that? That's the tubes expanding. That's the only problem with the PEX tubing that I use. You'll hear that all through the house when the heat kicks on. Ruckus is like, I don't know if you can hear it. Yep, I can hear it in here too. All right, we'll go out and check the stove.